So we're live now.
Okay, let me just go ahead and double check. Yeah, so let us know if you could hear us okay, if everything's good with our audio, with our video. Okay, let's just wait for a couple of people. Awesome, I think we're live.
Yes, we're live.
All right, there you go. So we've been talking for a couple of moments already with Iulia. So let us know if you could officially hear us and see us okay. Yeah, I see some people in the chat are already active. Hello, good morning from Arizona. Oh, we've got a Kathleen as well. Hi, Kathleen. Elizabeth from Ontario, Canada. We're waiting. Bonnie, hi. Bev. Ingrid, hello. Yep. Okay, yay. I guess we are live. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for being super patient. You could go ahead and get acquainted in the chat. I'll let you guys do that. So I think we could begin. So hello again, everybody, and welcome to another 30-minute demo with Etchr. My name is Kathleen, and I'll be your studio host for today's live session. Etchr Studio is actually doing a special collaboration with Iulia Carchelan, who will be your talented teacher for today. And which is why, as you may have noticed, we're actually streaming live on Iulia's YouTube page. So if you don't mind, you could go ahead and click that subscribe button. So you could go ahead and show some love for Iulia. Okay. And today, Iulia will be showing you how to paint a wet on wet snowy street scene. And for those who are not familiar how these live sessions work, just a few reminders before we begin. If you have any question for Iulia, just type them in all caps, just like this. And we do have a private Facebook group exclusive for those who watch our Etchr studio classes, but very inclusive for any art styles. So it's a warm and welcoming group, and we highly encourage you to actually share your artworks there, so we could all learn and grow together by exchanging feedback. I'll drop that link in a chat. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, and keep an eye on the chat, speaking of chat, because I'll be dropping several links, including Iulia's 90-minute class. That's going to be on February 24th, which Iulia will be explaining further before we begin. So I'll just go ahead and quickly drop that link right here. All right, and without further ado, Iulia, why not show us, introduce yourself, show us what you're going to be doing today, show us a couple of your works, and get us started.
Hello, my name is Iulia Carchelan. So many of you already know me as I'm on my YouTube channel now. So I'm a watercolor artist based in Moldova, Chisinau. I'm specialized in watercolor wet on wet, which is an amazing technique. So we'll try today to demonstrate, and I hope somebody will paint together with me. So let me show you some of my works. So the beginning, I will show you what we'll do for the 90 minutes class, correct?
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, so I will just adjust it. So this is what we'll do at the 90 minutes class in about a month. Will be a street corner, snowy, moody, scene. We'll have a heavy contrast, lights coming. Also will be a busy street scene with people, lights, strings, birds, everything in here. So, but this will be in about a month, correct?
Correct. That's going to be on February 24th.
Okay, so here I have some other paintings of mine for you to be familiarized with my style. So it's another street scene. It's a Transylvania. It is inspired by a Transylvanian city called Sibiu. It's also a snowy scene. And here is another kind of work. It's a window where you can see the light through, some cloths hanged and so on. Here is a landscape. I love to paint landscapes. I started to paint, like I would say, when I was a child, because I started to paint as a child. I started with landscapes, so this is are my favorites. But I think street scene are taking place now. So here is sunset, late autumn, a tree full of crows. I love to paint crows. Okay, some details. And here is another winter scene. Here, these are my recent works. You can see also dark contrast on the left, light coming, people walking, snowy, moody atmosphere. Okay. And this is what we'll do today. So it will be kind of European style. Will be a street corner, maybe a street corner. Will be also a moody day, snowing. So as we previously talked with Kathleen, I'm not sure if you heard that, but we have a lot of snow now, so I'm kind of inspired of it. So if you can see,
Yeah,
I have this as a reference photo. I printed, so I will just remove it. We'll keep that. So should we start or?
definitely. Yeah, we could go ahead and get started.
Okay. So Kathleen, if you can show my palette camera.
Hold on. Thank you so much for letting me know.
Thank you.
Great. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I always start with my bulk brushes. Use a lot of water. And these are usual brushes you can buy from any store, nothing in particular. So I think we can change to the painting camera.
There you go.
Okay, so because it's a winter scene, we will add water just for 2/3 of the paper. So I will start. We need a lot of water at the beginning. So I will just keep it till 2/3. Wash it again. So it needs to be very well moisturized.
Celia, just to quickly check in on the shiny part at the side of the palette, that's plastic, right?
I'm sorry?
The shiny part at your
Here?
screen. Yeah, is that no. Behind the
This
paper,
one?
is that plastic? Yeah.
No, it's a usual tape.
Oh, tape. There you go.
Yeah. It's secured with tape.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we can change a bit, just a bit to the palette camera. Okay, so we need a lot of pigment because the sky is the bold part of the painting. Some ultramarine, gray, and black color. So now I add a bit more of water and we can change it to the painting camera. Are we on painting? Okay, so yeah. Here is the first layer. I want to be more grayish, let's say. So if you feel it's more consistent that you're supposed to be, or if it's more consistent that you want to be, you can just add simply water and it will flow like this. Okay. So a thing that I like for snow and rain scene is to take some white gouache with my fingers, as you can see here, and just splash it over the painting. So again, you can take a bit of other colors if you want, or maybe some white gouache with orange color and mix it a bit and spray it. So this will be like some lights going everywhere. Okay.
And Iulia, before we can proceed further, interesting question from the chat. What pad do we use to tape the paper on? Is it like a wood plate?
You mean what was the cardboard?
Yeah, is that like a wood plate or like a cardboard?
Yes. It's a cardboard.
Awesome, thank you so much.
But any board that you have available, it's good. It just have to be hard enough.
Cool, thank you so much for that advice.
Okay, so for the beginning, we don't want any hard lines, or it has to be smooth. Okay, so we'll do some shapes. We don't need any hard shapes. A bit more of consistency I need. Okay, so there will be some faraway buildings. Okay, so as you can see, here starts to dry. So because this will be building closer to us, that I want to be more clear, I will start to do this. So we have to do this since it's wet, because it needs to blend beautiful and nice. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I will use my fan brush. Any regular fan brush, cheap, what you have at your local store, it's good, will work good. So we'll do some trees. Okay.
And Iulia, I'll just quickly flip to your palette camera, just so people would know, because someone's asking how you choose your colors and how do you mix them. So you might want to talk a bit more of that. Yep.
So I basically use all of my colors. What I don't use now for winter scenes are not are yellows, but everything else I use for every painting. Okay.
And I've placed both cameras because someone's requesting to have both of them all together. But awesome. And once we go into the details, we'll have to switch to the painting camera. But yeah, just this is so everybody could see.
Okay, so at the bottom of the buildings, we will add some darker colors. Okay, so you can just start with upside down. So the painting will, the pigment will fall, and you'll receive a nice texture after that. Okay, so we'll need to do some details, like roofing details in here. Okay. So we can add some dark windows. I like to add all these small details when it's still wet. I like the watercolors to look soft. And if we'll add all of this when it's already dry, this will not look as soft as I want. It's just my way of painting. It's not a mistake or something like that. Okay, so I need a bit more of contrast in here. Okay. So just pull up the colors and they will fall down and you'll receive a nice texture, as I said. So I try to keep as much as possible to the reference photo, but you know, I cannot copy it 100%. Okay.
Right.
So some. There are any questions, maybe?
Yeah, I'll just remove the spotlight because we're getting more detailed already. And we could go ahead and focus more on the painting. So that should be cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I will add these windows now. And we will come back for them at the end. But as I said, I want them to look soft and nice. So you can do with a small brush or with a bigger brush. And just like this. Okay, so I will add a bit of shadow in here. So because we have a snow scene, I will just wash a bit of paint. So the snow will appear. Okay. So we don't need any hard edges. So just wash it off very well. Okay.
It's taking shape now. Like that looks amazing how fast you were able to do it, but it has a lot of emotion to it.
Thank you. Okay, so I just want a bit more of contrast in here. Okay. Okay. You can use this fan brush for other details than trees. So if you have a pigment that you think it will work okay for the other part of the painting, you add it at the same time. Okay, I don't need this, so let's wash it up. So it's still wet. I will still sprinkle some more white gouache. So they'll blend together. Okay.
Okay, and there are a lot of people in the chat, and especially we've got Tony, who's sharing that he's definitely like inspired by your style and he wants to try it out. And Tony will be sharing his work on our private Facebook group. So if you guys are also interested, you could go ahead and share that to our private Facebook group. Some of you I've seen have already sent requests there. Yulia would love to see your works as well.
Oh, thank you, Tony. I know Tony follows me on Instagram and he was interested about this live session. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so because we want the viewer to direct the eye of the viewer in this part of the painting, I will just add darker tones down below in here. We can do it now or we can do it at the end. Wherever you want, I think will work the same, but I will just add a bit, and if it will be necessary, I will do it again at the end. So we can use the same colors from the building, so it will look like a reflection. Okay, so we'll keep it like this for now. So you can wash off some pigment, will look like you'll receive like a fluffy snow. You just have to play with your brush. I know that the watercolor wet on wet looks like you know, complicated technique or so, but if you exercise, this will be so easy. So you don't have to, you know, to be afraid of it, or just have to keep trying. Okay, so we can add just some details. You can see here. I think you can see that it's still wet. So I will just add some, you know, small details and relevant, but at the end they will look beautiful. Okay. So this part is already dry, so we can paint the windows. So for windows, I just mix bright blue with black, whatever black you have or prefer. And there are two ways to paint the windows. You can do the lighter parts or the darker parts. So I prefer to do the darker parts. Okay, so not necessary to do the same, you know, to be the same color or the same intensity. You can just add a bit and will be enough. Add more if you need more. Okay. So we'll do some street lights. This will also direct the viewer. I usually wait until everything is dry and the color will not mix. But if because we have a limited time today, I will just do it now. Okay, so we take any sable brush, small one. I have sable brush from Nevskaya Palitra. I don't know what number is this, number 3, but we need a smaller one. I think number 1 will work. Yes, it's number 1. Oh, okay, so we'll do just I always try not to touch the paper with my finger. I like my paintings to look very clean and accurate, so I just fix my fingernail to the painting, or I just keep it like that. But my hand may shake, so I will just touch with my fingernail now.
That's hard. Like, you have to have like a lot of control for that, don't you think?
Oh, thank you, Kathleen. So I will try to do the same street light like we have here. So just wash off some paint. Not necessary to be a perfect circle, just, you know, to create an illusion of it. Okay. So you see here is wet, and we add just a bit of pigment and blends and looks soft, smooth, just what we need. Okay. A bit on top. You can do any street lights you like, you prefer. Okay.
This is looking so good. And in like just a few minutes, you were able to accomplish this piece. Like, what more can you accomplish in like a 90-minute class, right?
Oh, thank you. We'll do something interesting. We will wait until the painting is dry. We'll do the details. We'll not be in a hurry. So
That's great. Yeah.
well, I will just leave it like this because I like, I don't like the details to be very clear. As I said, we don't need any hard edges or something like that. It's enough for me. So a bit of reflection. Just a bit. And wash it up and let it flow. I need black color. Okay. Okay, so we have a different kind of street light in here. So I will add it, will be another tone. So we'll also direct the eye for them. Dark. Okay, just if it's too dark, just take a bit of water, no pigment, and wash it and let it flow. So you'll receive what you need. You can repair any mistake you have, any mistake you did, you can repair it. There is no problem. You don't have to be afraid of it. Okay. Just an idea. Darker tone here. Okay. So let me do some electricity wires.
Oh, that's something that we rarely neglect for most paintings, because sometimes, you know, it makes it, we think that it makes it just less interesting, but let's see how Yulia does it. You know, Yulia's the expert over here.
I love to paint electricity wires. I don't know. They make the painting to look more vibrant. They direct the eye. They are interesting and they are everywhere. Okay. So let me do like this. So we'll turn them around and we'll add another one from this part. So they may come from any other part and connect together. Okay. So if you need more intense, closer to us. Okay, so let me connect them properly.
And Ingrid mentioned here that this is a totally different technique than just adding paint or negative painting. It's kind of like erase painting, which is just makes it super unique.
Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so we can add some birds. As I mentioned before, I just love to paint crows. As electricity wires, crows are everywhere. So I just make the shape of the bird, group of them. We don't want them to just, to stay separate. Doesn't go well with the composition, and in general, single elements are not helping us in creating an interesting painting. Okay, so once I do the birds, I just add some just small spots of paint everywhere, like on the ground. And we can wait if the paint it's thicker. We can wait when it's dry, or if it's just like I did now, I just wash it up, so it'll be a reflection. They look like they are into the snow. Is it like this? So I will wash some paint again, so we'll direct the street. And here I would add more.
Oh, that instantly gave the illusion of a street, like right there. I didn't see that coming. That was so cool how you did that.
Thank you. Okay, so any small details you'll do, any, I don't know, any small dots paintings will enrich your painting. So don't be afraid to work a bit, to give a bit of time, a bit of your time to look at the painting, to think what small details you can do, so the viewer eye will be catched when they will look at your painting. We can do also small birds on electricity wires. Okay.
Yeah. We'd love to see birds as well, like sitting on the wires, just, minding their business.
We can do them on the roof again, but this will be too much for this roof. The red color is vivid, so I don't want to mess it up with any black paint. Okay.
Good point.
Okay, so a bit more intense. Okay. And here too. Okay. And a small person can walk just like here. Put a bit of paint and wash it up and just leave it. And will look very soft. You don't need any. Okay.
That is already so lovely. Like I'm sold. How about you guys? What do you think? Are you following along? Let us know in the chat if you guys are following along, or if not, if you came in late, no worries. You could definitely just refresh this page right after we end our broadcast. So you could definitely go ahead and follow along and post what you've done. So yeah.
Okay, so at the end, I also take a bit of white gouache and sprinkle all over, especially at the bottom. and on the sky. Less intense on buildings. It can be different colors. Yes. And we can add just, I forgot to add some flying birds. So I will
Oh, right.
quickly.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. If there are stagnant birds around, there must be flying birds. Good point.
Okay. So I think it's enough. One in here. So I think we're done.
Awesome. Yeah. Maybe we could have our face turn around if that's possible.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you guys could see us that. Yeah, Kathy says, go ahead.
If there are any questions.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. I do have a couple of questions reserved, and Kathy says she makes it look so easy. Ingrid says she's watching, but with her mouth wide open. That was funny. Pretty much. Yeah, Ingrid, I pretty much believe that you could also do this on your own. Yulia is a great teacher as well. So, question from, let me just go ahead and backtrack. Dawn, what are some of your favorite colors to have in your palette? Like, do you have a specific preference or?
I don't have a specific preference, but I don't use too much green in my palette. I use a lot of Cerro Leone blue, lake blue, black, burnt sienna, what else? Olive green. This is the only green that I like. I would say I cannot control the green, and that's why I don't use it so much. I use golden. I paint with now white nights from Nevskaya Palitra. So these are the colors that, the name of the colors that they have. What else? I basically, they have a new color called Marengo, which is kind of gray, and I will use white wash as well. If you don't have any colors that you like, you can mix it, and there is no problem at all. You don't need to have 24 colors or I don't know 36 colors on palette. You can just do it with what you have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, Yulia is a fan of encouraging you more to paint rather than focusing on brands. We've got like a pep talk earlier just before we went live. And yeah, that's something that I believe everybody would appreciate. Tony has another question. Where do you get your reference from? Can you recommend like a web page, especially for barns?
No, I don't have any reference photo. Everything I see, I don't know, an interesting building, an old door, a girl walking with an umbrella, couple in love. I just remember that, or if I can take pictures that good. We have so many wonderful pictures online. You can just, I don't know, whatever inspires you it'll be a good painting for sure. You just have to try to paint it.
Awesome. Okay, we've got a next question from Elizabeth. Do you add people with umbrellas once it's dry if you want to add more details?
Yes, all the people are added when it's dry. It has to be completely dry. I do all the figures when it's dry, and also I do birds also when it's dry. But you know, we had a short time today, so I try to do it everything.
Cool, awesome. And yes, Elizabeth was asking about paper. Yulia's using hot press paper. It's a cellulose paper, unbranded. So again, Yulia doesn't have a specific brand. She doesn't want to focus on brand, sorry. And I've dropped a link in the chat for you to copy and paste. We'll go ahead and update the description below so that you could go ahead and click on the direct link for our feedback survey and a couple of more links. And yeah, let us know if you do have any more questions for Yulia so that we could go ahead and see. While we wait for a couple of more questions, Yulia, why not, maybe we could talk more about your 90-minute class in details again, especially for the newcomers.
Okay, sure. On the 90 minutes class, we will paint a street corner. It will be a dark. It will be a high contrast coming from the left side. A building with a lot of lights on, windows, people walking, lots of details. So I think we'll be able to do it in 90 minutes, and everybody will end up with a beautiful painting.
Awesome, yeah. And in the 90-minute class, of course, it's for 90 minutes. And it's a step-by-step process of what you have learned today. So Yulia will be breaking down more into the steps, and you guys could definitely follow along. And there's basically more time for you guys to ask more questions. And if you have specific concerns about a specific technique, then you could go ahead and ask that to Yulia on her 90-minute class. And again, that will be on February 24th, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll go ahead and drop the link in the description below later once we've updated that. And okay, I think that's pretty much it. Unless there are no more questions. Oh, good question from Ingrid, actually. To be prepared for the class, is it wise to set up your painting site on an easel? Do you recommend that?
Yes, I paint on the easel. So it has to be on the easel, or at least something to put something where the water can flow. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know, Rob. That's a great question, Ingrid. Thanks for raising that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we could go ahead and close the session. So Yulia, if you could get your face back up, and such a beautiful, equally beautiful artist behind the beautiful works that we have right here.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, we do these live demos, 30-minute demos, a couple of times a week on our YouTube page. That's on Etchr Studio. So you could go ahead and search that, or you could just click my icon over there where I'm chatting. And if you like today's demo, click the like button below. And show some support for Yulia. Go ahead and subscribe to her channel as well if you want to see more of these in the future. She has a lot of videos, by the way, so you might want to check that out. And again, we will be posting our feedback survey later in the description. We'll go ahead and update that, especially with the direct links for the mini workshop, the 90-minute class. And a direct link to Yulia's Instagram account. So if you want to share your works on Instagram, so you could go ahead and do that. And also, Etchr has a Make More Art podcast. Tony mentioned he loves listening to music earlier. You could go ahead and listen to some of our interviewed artists there too, while you're painting, just like how Yulia is doing, or in Yulia's style, rather. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. Yulia, do you have any final thoughts before we sadly have to close the session?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being my host and helping me today, Kathleen. I hope to see you soon. So till now, continue to paint and create the art.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yulia. And again, that's see you on Yulia's 90-minute class. That's going to be February 24th, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And thank you everybody for being such excellent audience. You guys are super enthusiastic and have filled the chat. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Yulia is also looking forward to seeing you in her class. Thank you so much, Yulia, for that lovely demonstration. Everybody loved it. And until next time, everybody, make more art. Bye for now.
Thank you.